You know, a lot of guys think of the friend zone as this inescapable void where once you're in it, you're stuck, there's nothing you can do and you're just done. But that's not actually entirely true. There is a way out, and I know this because I've done it in the past. I started one of my first, and probably actually my first real relationship in the friend zone. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to get out of the friend zone. But first, let me share the story of how I ended up in the friend zone and how I got out. I was 18 at the time. I met this girl through my extended social circle and I immediately liked her. So I don't remember how exactly it happened, but we ended up going on a date and I liked her even more. I started really crushing on her. Long story short, before anything real could happen, she friend-zoned me. I didn't understand why. I really liked her. I wanted to be with her. I wanted to see her again, but we remained friends. She was part of my extended social circle, so we were not like hanging out every day, but we were acquainted. Many months later, I think it was 8 or 9 months later, she reinitiated things, which at the time really confused me, but she reinitiated things and we ended up becoming boyfriend and girlfriend and dated for 6 years. Now let's talk about what exactly I did. At the time, I didn't do these things consciously, but I will teach you exactly what you can do consciously to make the same thing happen for yourself. First of all, let's talk about what the friend zone actually is. And there really are 3 reasons why girls friend zone guys. The first one, and that is by far the rarest reason, is because they actually want to keep you as a friend and they're scared that things will not work out and they don't want to lose you as a friend. That is by far the rarest situation where that's going to happen. Second one is because they're a little scared that you're going to come on too aggressively and it's not for them, but they kind of like having you around. The third one is because they want to reject you, but they don't know how to do it in a nice way. So they friend zone you. So ultimately the friend zone happens because a girl doesn't want to remove you from her life entirely, but she still wants to reject you. That's what the friend zone is if we put it in blunt terms. Let me ask a critical question. With all honesty, why are you in the friend zone? Or if I ask different, what kind of man would you have to be for her to want to date you or sleep with you? And if you can answer that question honestly, then you don't need to watch this video. Then you already know what to do. The harsh truth about women is this: some men will end up in the friend zone and some men will be material to date or sleep with. And the reality is, which group you fall into is not determined by the woman, it's determined by you. So she doesn't put you in the friend zone, you put yourself there. It's your behaviors and your actions that make her put you in either one of these categories. But the main focus of this video is going to be getting you out of the friend zone. But if you watch this, you will also understand what you need to do differently so you don't end up in the friend zone in the first place. So you're in the friend zone. The first thing you have to do is you have to admit to yourself that you don't really want to be friends with that girl. Because the truth is this: if you're friends with her and you're okay having a one-sided crush on her while she's just treating you as a friend, this will lead to a ton of problems down the line. You will just constantly supplicate to her. You will constantly try to make her feel good. You will treat her better than everybody else. And you will most likely, in some way or another, degrade yourself while doing it. You will not act in your own best interest. So the first thing you have to admit to yourself is that you either want her for good, you want to have a relationship with her, you want to date her, or you don't want to be friends with her anymore. That is the first thing you have to admit, and you have to be okay with completely losing the person. There is no way around this. And the reality is you cannot be friends with that person. So that choice should be easy to make. So that said, you're in a situation where you're a guy that wants a girl. It doesn't sound that complicated, right? First thing you can do, and that's the easiest thing from an outcome perspective, but not the easiest thing to do, is disappearing completely. But you don't just disappear, you disappear to become a better man. This is essentially one of the key things I did in the story that I shared in the beginning. And the reason it works so well is because all of a sudden, instead of constantly you being the one that's coming onto her, you give her space to come to you. It doesn't look like that in the beginning because you're actually going to remove yourself from her life. You're going to focus on yourself. You're going to focus on becoming a better person, on growing, becoming more interesting and more attractive. And what happens is that leaves her space to become interested and start voicing that interest and starts chasing you. So you open up that space and that allows her to fill it. There's no guarantee this works. Like in every situation where you want a girl, there's never a guarantee, but this is the best thing you can do. Now, I actually practiced that first path, disappearing and becoming a better person, back when I was 18. I didn't do it consciously, but I realized that there was no way for me to make something happen. I started to just refocus on myself, eventually started meeting another girl, and even told this original girl about the new girl I was interested in, even though I had actually also gotten friend-zoned by the second girl. That's for another video. But I even told the first girl about it so she could see that I was becoming a different person, that I was recreating my life and evolving. And that was a big part of why she became interested in me again. Now, that brings me to the second part of this video, which is something that's absolutely non-negotiable. The second path, as I like to call it, but it's actually an absolute non-negotiable either way, is becoming less needy. One of the things, probably the one thing that repels women more than anything, is when you're being needy as a man. And being needy essentially means that you need her approval, that you want her. You don't just want her from a place of, hey, this would make my life more fun or it would make my life better. You need her in a sense that without her, your life is incomplete. And that energy that you give off when you're needy is literally disgusting to many people. And the way I like to compare it to myself as a man is when you're walking on the street and there's a homeless person chasing you down the street for $1. That's literally what neediness feels like to women. Ask women about it. Women that you don't have something romantically going on with, your female friends, ask them what it feels like when a man is extremely needy. Now, the interesting thing is that love and connection is one of the most fundamental human needs. Everybody needs love and connection, but when you don't have it, when people notice that you miss it, then it becomes kind of icky to them. It's almost like triggering a disgust reflex. So that is why, even if you need it, which honestly most of us need love and connection, you don't want people to notice it. The best way to do it is refocusing where you draw your positive energy from. You need to let go of needing her in your life to feel complete. So focusing on yourself, and as harsh as it sounds, starting to focus on other women. By refocusing your energy on other women, you will drop the neediness from this person. Ideally, you will even start to meet somebody else that arouses your curiosity. And from that, you will realize that, oh, there's actually other women out there, and that will make you less needy in turn. Again, that's exactly what I did back then when I was 18. The third path to getting out of the friend zone is making your intentions known, making it clear that you're pursuing her. Now, if this comes from a place of neediness, this is never going to work. But if you are legitimately friends, you're having a good time together, you don't need her, but you would like to have something going on with her, making your intentions clear can actually sometimes work wonders. It can actually elevate the relationship from being a friends relationship, a simple relationship of, hey, we're hanging out and having a good time, to, hey, we're actually having something romantic. Because there are actually cases, instances where she's equally as interested in you as you are in her. Now, unfortunately, that is the absolute minority of the actual friend zone cases. So if you're watching this video, chances are quite low that that's the case, but making your intentions clear. Nevertheless, if you stay friends with her, you should make your intentions clear. You should make it clear that you're romantically interested in her and that you will pursue her. You can even make it like a joke. Don't become needy. Don't be the person that needs her. But if you're friends, hey, you're allowed to pursue her since she's remaining friends with you. You've already made it clear that you like her, that you want more from her, so you're also going to continue pursuing her. Again, you need to be willing to lose the friendship. That's the only way anything can ever come of this. And the last path you can take is just forgetting her. Now, this is the most painful of all, but sometimes it's the only way. It's better to be better than to be bitter. There's a quote that I heard a while ago. I think it might actually have been in a video about not landing up in the friend zone. Anyways, becoming a better person rather than constantly being bitter because the girl doesn't like you, ultimately you will move on. You will forget her, you will change, you will become different. I had a crush on a girl, and I've talked about this girl in multiple videos. When I was in uni, And she essentially friend-zoned me. It never even came to that, but we remained just acquaintances. And literally 12 years later, that's a part of the story I haven't told as much. I reached out to her on LinkedIn. I saw her on LinkedIn and messaged her. She didn't even remember who I was. So sometimes the best thing you can do is just to move on. Just forget the person. Sometimes it's not meant to be. I'm going to leave it at that. If you're not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button right now. You do me a huge favor because it's going to help the channel. The channel is still small enough for me to notice every single subscription. I get a notification. Makes me happy. Makes me want to create more videos. Thanks for watching. Any questions, any comments, as always, leave them down below, and I'll see you in one of my next videos.